Factsverse presents Missing Girl was found after 36 hours, but she wasn't alone. When a child goes missing, it's every parent's worst nightmare. Not knowing where your child is, wondering if they're injured, and even if they are alive can be terrifying. It's something a family in Lebanon Junction, Kentucky had to go through. Charley Campbell was a typical 2-year-old girl from Kentucky. She lived with her grandmother, and like most children her age, Charley enjoyed playing with her toys, running around in her backyard, just having fun. Charley was loved by her family, and soon her family discovered the whole town loved her as well. The day started out just like any other day. Beth Campbell, Charley's grandmother and guardian, were inside the house, and Charley was outside playing with their dog. Beth had gone out to check on Charley regularly, and each time she saw Charley playing with their dog Penny. When Beth went to check on Charley later, though, she was no longer in the yard, and Beth panicked immediately. When Beth realized that her precious granddaughter was not in the yard, she ran to the neighbors' homes, frantically. She asked them all if they had seen Charley. They all said no, they hadn't. Immediately, Beth's mind went to some very dark places. She was thinking of all the bad things that could have happened to her granddaughter, and she was terrified. When Beth told her neighbors that little Charley was missing, they all helped her search for the little girl. As soon as Beth discovered that Charley was missing, she called her family. She told Charley's mother, Natalie Quick, and Charley's great-grandmother, Lisa Cheshire, about the little girl's disappearance, and they were all heartbroken. Beth knew that her family and neighbors couldn't search on their own, so she called the police. If Charley was going to be returned home safely, they were going to need help from the police. When the sun started to set, Beth and everybody searching for the little girl became more worried. If Charley was out there, alone, how would she make it through the night? She was only 2 years old. The people of the town and the police started searching woods near Beth's home. While people were searching on foot, the FBI came in to interview the members of Charley's family. They had to make sure that none of Charley's family members had anything to do with the disappearance. Those helping with the foot search were only allowed to go so far into the woods. The police didn't want any civilians to risk their lives by going deep into the woods after dark, so only they searched the depths of the woods. The search team consisted of the police and a team of firefighters. When they got out into the woods, they were able to experience how dangerous it was out there. How could a 2-year-old girl survive similar dangers if even the adults felt that it was dangerous? When the team was out in the woods, they couldn't help but think Charley couldn't have survived. Despite their growing worries, though, they did not give up the search. The team had to deal with some seriously hazardous conditions. The weather in Kentucky that day was very hot and humid. It made the search hard on the team. They also had to contend with dangerous, rocky terrain that was full of snakes. The team had been in and out of the forest multiple times, and still no sign of Charley. Just as they were getting ready to head back in, they got the news they'd been waiting for. Charley was found, and she wasn't alone. The man who found Charley was Wayne Brown. He was sitting on his sofa praying for Charley's return, the same way that most people in the town were. When he looked out his window, he saw a little blonde-haired girl wander into his backyard. Wayne ran out to his yard, and Charley was there, covered in dirt. She had leaves in her hair. Wayne asked if her name was Charley. The little girl handed him a bottle, and he asked her again. Still, Charley wouldn't answer him. She said nothing at all. Charley's family was beside themselves with worry. They were speaking with the police, the FBI, and they were terrified. They were going through so much that they never realized that Beth's dog, Penny, was also missing. Charley had been playing in the yard with Penny. Charley had been missing for 36 hours, and now Penny was missing as well. Everything was so chaotic they forgot all about the dog. It was Penny, though, who kept Charley safe in the woods for almost 2 days. Penny never left Charley's side. Her family and the people of the town couldn't believe how brave and loyal the dog was. Penny was quickly hailed a hero. Wayne was sure the little girl in his backyard was Charley and that the dog was Penny. He offered the little girl a bottle of water before alerting the police. The police came and took Charley to the station and called her family. Everybody rushed to the police station, and Charley's grandfather brought her a stuffed animal. After the family was reunited with Charley, they had to take her to the hospital for an evaluation. She was transported to Norton Children's Hospital in Louisville. Fortunately, he had no serious injuries. She was dehydrated and had several tick bites on her skin. Her family was there, and she was clutching her stuffed animals very close to her chest. When Charley had been found, the police had trouble believing that little girl had spent 36 hours in the woods alone. There are coyotes out there, copperhead snakes, rattlesnakes. How could a 2-year-old girl survive? They believed that she was in the woods at some point because of the dirt and the tick bites found on her. But was she there the whole time? When the police learned more about Charley's living situation, they started to question her family. Was she taken as part of a custody dispute? Did Beth have custody and Natalie wanted her back? Did Natalie take Charley to make her look unfit? The police had to question everything. It just didn't seem plausible that this girl was alone in the woods for so long. The whole family denied the accusations. Charley's great-grandmother told the police that although Charley did live with Beth, Natalie spent all day, every day with her daughter, and then went to her own house to sleep. Natalie admitted that she had substance abuse issues, which is why her daughter was with Beth in the first place. The police still weren't sure if the family was being honest with them. Out of the blue, Beth admitted that she, too, was an addict and struggled with crystal meth addiction for years. The police weren't sure why Beth would make that admission. When they realized they weren't going to get anything else from the family, Child Protective Services was called. The police decided to let them sort it out. Penny wasn't the only one who was deemed a hero in finding Charley. Wayne Brown was also called a hero. When the local news interviewed him, people learned that Charley's disappearance hit closer to home for Wayne than anybody knew. When Wayne was a child, his brother went missing when he was only 3 years old. Sadly, Wayne's brother didn't make it home alive as Charley did. He was found later having drowned in a creek. Wayne believes God brought Charley to his home so that he could help her in a way that he couldn't help his brother. He always felt guilty, and being part of Charley's recovery helped ease that guilt a bit. Beth says that she'll be eternally grateful to Penny for keeping her granddaughter safe while she was in the woods. Beth believed Charley would have been even more terrified had she not had Penny to keep her company. As Penny's reward, Beth went out and got her some hamburgers. Beth believed that Penny deserved a handsome reward for being Charley's dog hero. Charley had to stay in the hospital for a few days, though. Doctors worked to treat her dehydration and tick bites. When she was finally able to go home, the little girl was thrilled. After the ordeal that she had recently gone through, that little girl needed some normalcy in her life. Child Protective Services realized that too, and they allowed her to return home with Beth, but the investigation is still open. They just want to make sure that Charley will be safe and will never go missing again. Help us out by clicking that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos.